Jess from Catalyst, and I'm here to talk about the third thing in our baseline workout. That's our sit-ups. It's not the only way to strengthen your core, but it does come up in workouts fairly often. We want to make sure that we're doing sit-ups as safely as possible. One of the most important things is to keep that perfect posture again. We don't want to see any rounding of our spine. So there's a couple ways that we can do that. For one thing, we have what's called an ab mat. So the ab mat is a really great way to fill in the lumbar portion of your spine. That's your low back that can sometimes get sore if it's rounded a lot or comes off the ground in sit-ups. So that takes that out of the equation. You're just going to place that up against the top of your shorts. You're going to lay flat. I like to put my arms out flat behind me. That reminds me to sit up nice and straight. It also involves some of your muscles in your upper back. Your core is not just your six-pack muscles or the abs you see in the front. It involves a lot more. We want to engage all of it. When I do sit-ups this way, with my feet flat on the ground, I get a little bit of hip drive to help me with that sit-up portion. Once I get a baseline of core strength, I can challenge myself by putting the soles of my feet together. Then when I lay flat, I don't get as much help from my hips. I'm going to reach for my toes so that I have full range of motion and I'm sitting up nice and tall. So with the soles together, often it's referred to as an ab mat sit-up. It also indicates the fact that we're using an ab mat. So a couple of things that we don't want to see while we're doing sit-ups because it's very hard on your spine, which is the most important thing, is pulling on your neck. If you crane your neck on the way up, you can see that there's a stress or a pressure point in that spine. We want to avoid that, obviously, at all costs. The other thing, even if you aren't pulling on your neck, you can round up vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, very challenging. It doesn't have any benefit. The risk is just not worth it. So not everyone, when they're starting, is able to do a sit-up here like Mike can. So what you can do, you can have somebody just kind of hold your feet. That's going to make it a little bit easier because you get to use a lot more hip drive, which will help with weak core. There he goes. Awesome. So those are our sit-ups. It's something that everyone can learn to do. We just want to make sure that we do it safely so that we don't have any trouble down the road.